So today I'll be working on my friend car. I'm going to be doing an oil change on it. What happened is she texted me and she said that the check engine light is on. Okay, that one right there, okay, it's on. And she wanted to know if I can do anything to fix it. So I hooked on the code reader. And it said only code it got is P1009, okay? And so I look it up on the internet, and that have to do with variable timing control, or it utilize the oil pressure as a source for it to work. Okay, so what I did is I opened the hood and I checked the dipstick, and I realized that the oil not registered on the dipstick. So I ended up adding 2 quarts of oil in there, and then after that I reset the check engine light. I reset it, and that's it. Okay, she running for 3 days now, and the light is off. Okay, and so she asked me to do an oil change on it, so that's what I be doing, the oil change on this model. Okay, so before I start anything, what I'm doing, I put the car on the ramp. That way I have enough space, the car underneath there. And make sure your parking brake is on, okay? If you need to put a chalk on the rear wheel, that way it prevent the car from rolling while you're under the car, okay? So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open the hood up and start the oil change process. So first thing I do is I loosen this, okay? Make sure that you're able to lose this out of there, okay? Because you don't have to take it all out, just loosen it. It's important that you find out where you're gonna put the oil in, okay? Because you go down there and you drain the oil, and then for whatever reason this thing got stuck on there or what have you, now you can't, if you can't remove it, then you can't put the oil in, okay? Unless you want to put it through the dipstick hole. If this thing was really hard to get out, what I normally do is I take a rag, cover it like so, and usually a 9/16 will fit perfectly on there, and just give it, counterclockwise. It will loosen this out for you, okay? Okay, I'm under the car, so I'm using a 17mm wrench. Put it on here, all right, and I double wrench it, and I loosen this drain bolt right here. Okay, 17mm. Loosen this out. There it is. Now, while it's draining, I'm going to check for the oil leaks. It looks like this thing have an oil leak somewhere. Could be coming from here, could be coming from a filter. I checked on top, but I didn't see anything. So I'm going to let this thing drain out and see what's going on. Here's a drain plug come out of there. It looked like it's the same size as my Honda Odyssey or Civic, which is M14 1.5 thread. Okay, I have to use a screwdriver, pry it up, and a channel lock to hold onto that. Put a wrench on and turn it to get it out. So this one here definitely it's been reused. I can tell by the way it compressed, really packed down there. And you reuse this, a lot of times you're gonna have leaks, okay? Because this thing's supposed to be like 1 to 2 time use, so I'm gonna replace with the new one, and then find out where the oil leaks is, because I expect this car have an oil leaks. It could be coming from here, because underneath there is all wet. Okay, here's what I got underneath the car. Oil leaks. Really bad oil leaks somewhere. So the drain plug, the area here is also wet, and the area where the filter is way up that way too. So I'm going to find out where the oil leaks is underneath here to fix this leak, so she won't be running low on oil. I'll be using this oil filter wrench to take out the old OEM Honda filter. Okay, so I think that's a part number for it. This have a 1/2 inch drive back here that you can hook your ratchet on, and loosen it up. I like the 1/2 inch because it get more leverage. This is a 65 millimeter 14 flute. Okay, it's the same one used on my Toyota Prius. I bought this actually for a Prius, but it fit a little tight, so I went to a dealer and bought the right one for it. Okay, but you can find this on eBay, I think for about $5-6. Okay, this is a really good one for Honda OEM filter. So I'll be using this one to take it out. Alright, using the oil filter tools, I was able to lose this out with a 1/2 inch ratchet. To me, it seemed the filter is pretty loose, so that's probably why it causes oil leaks, okay? So I'm going to take the filter out. Okay, there it is. Okay, filter this out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean that area up. The most important thing you want to do is to make sure that the O-ring or the gasket is coming out with it. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to clean that area up, and I think this filter is maybe too loose. That's why the oil is leaking out. Okay, so I went to AutoZone and I bought this OEM filter. There's a part number for it. I also bought some new gasket. Okay, this one here, I think it's under $5. I think $3.99 for a pack of 5. Okay, so out the old, in with the new, and also the filter, the OEM filter is also new. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to install this drain plug in first, alright, with the new gasket, and torque them down. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure the area is clean. Put your drain plug and the new gasket in, and tight it. Alright, 17 millimeter wrench. I'm going to give it a little, make sure it's seat. And the torque for this is called for 33 foot-pound according to the repair manual. Okay. Okay, I'm using a 3/8 drive 17 millimeter socket. I torque this down to 33 foot-pound. This is a new filter. I lubricate the O-ring with clean oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this in, but before you do, it's hard for me to show it down there because I'm under the car. So make sure the area where this filter screw on is clean, okay, before you screw this on. Okay, with a clean rag, clean the surface area where that filter gonna screw on. And I'm gonna put this filter on, like so. Okay. Make sure that this thing is on there good. Hand tight it all the way in. Once you have it in, it should turn freely into your reach, into its seat. Alright, you can hand tight this 3/4 turn, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take brake cleaner. I'm going to clean all this area, all the oil, because I think it's leaking out of this oil filter. So when I take it out, it feels a little loose. Okay, so I think that's where it's coming from. So I'm going to clean this area up and pour in the oil and test it out. Okay, so repair manual call for 4.5 quart. Okay, so I already have this thing loosened before. Now what I'm going to do is make sure the area is clean, and I'm going to put the oil in. Okay, there it is. It's nice and clean. I'm going to put the funnel on, and I'm going to add in. I'm going to try 4 quart in first, start up the engine, and then later on check it. If it needs more, then I add it in. But the repair manual call for 4.5. Okay. Alright, so I'm using Mobil 15W30. It's matching the oil gray on the cap there. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to add in 4 quart and start it up, check for leaks, and if it needs more, then I'm going to add in some more. See, it's using 5W30, okay? So make sure this area clean. Take the funnel out, and again, check to make sure this area is still clean. Then you just put this on. This one here, you don't have to use a wrench. Just hand tight it in like so. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the dipstick. I know I have the car on the ramp, but I just want to make sure that I got some oil there, okay? So it looked like I got some oil in there, so that's good. I'm going to wipe this dipstick off, and I'm going to put them back in. And I'll go inside the car and start it up and check for leaks. Inside the car, put the key in, turn the engine on. The oil light should go off. There you go. Good. Okay, oil lamp out. That's good. Now what I'm going to do is while it's warming up, I'm going to go down and check the drain plug and the oil filter, make sure there's no leaks. Alright, so the drain plug, nice and dry. The area where the filter is, where the filter screw in, nice and dry. Thought it might be something up this way, but that looked nice and dry also. Okay, so there's no leaks. So I think the problem, the leak, is this oil filter wasn't in tight enough. Alright, so now it's all nice and dry. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this car out for a test drive. So I test drive the car, around 15 minutes later, I came back, I put it on the ram, crawled down there, checked for leaks, and I didn't see any. Okay, so my main suspect was might be coming from this oil pressure switch up here, because if it leaked, then it's gonna drip down and everything down here is wet. But in this case, everything's still dry. So and then when I take the oil filter out, it's kind of loose, so I think it's leaking from the oil filter and it's probably sprayed upward. Okay, and then that's what everything down here is wet. Okay, so you're looking at the 2004 to 2008 Acura TSX repair manual that I download online for free. So while I'm here, let's take a look at the technical information on this oil change. All right. Okay, so under the engine oil replacement page here, for this particular car, the whole plastic piece down here is missing, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you do have them, there's a thing called a main lid that's labeled by A right here. Okay, so that bolt that hold that main lid up is 7.2 foot-pound. The drain plug is up here. Okay, drain plug is 33 foot-pound. Say here, do not over tight. Okay. So for the capacity, okay, is 4.2 US quart at oil change. If you do the oil change including the filter, then it's 4.4 US quart. And if you do engine overhaul, and 5.6 US quart. For this project here, I've been using 5 quart. Okay, I did not have to add 1 quart to make the dipstick mark all the way on top. Okay, so I use 5 US quart for this oil change. And let's scroll down to engine oil filter replacement. Here is pretty much tell me to use that tool to take out the oil filter, inspect thread, rubber seals, make sure everything is clean. And then it say on here, apply the light coat of oil to the filter rubber seals. Okay, use only filter with the built-in bypass system. So in the video, you see me put a clean coat of oil on the filter here before I screwed it in. And on here, it say install the oil filter by hand after the rubber seal seat. Tight the oil filter clockwise with a special tool. Okay, so tighten is 3/4 turn clockwise. And the torque, if you're able to get the torque range in there, then it's 8.7 foot-pound. I was able to tighten it with the with my hand 3/4 turn clockwise. Okay. So for the cause of trouble code P1009, in this particular scenario, it's caused by a low crankcase oil level. Okay, so it doesn't matter where the leak coming from, whether a filter, oil sensing unit, VTEC solenoid valve, valve cover gasket, oil drain, it doesn't matter. If the oil filter, if the oil is low, it will trigger that P1009. Okay. Please read the description as I listed the list of symptoms that deal with the P1009. Okay, but for my scenario, I find when I do the oil change, I find out oil leaking everywhere, and that's what caused the problem. Okay, that's all I got for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.